My name is Mireya Wright from Arkansas United. We're the National Partnership for New Americans affiliate in Arkansas. And I was the trainer on alliance and coalition building, people with whom we tactically work to try and win power on issues that we are concerned with and that our communities are concerned with. But we also think about coalitions, right, which is the formalization of partnerships around people who have shared purpose and goals. And then we also think about welcoming strategies, which is what we do with the dominant community, right, and the roles that they can play, including as services and in the services that they provide, to be able to also play other roles in helping build power for migrant communities. So the main thing that we wanted to emphasize in our conversations, because we get that word matters, and in different communities, the idea of working with others, there's different terminology. But at the heart of all of it, it's building relationships. And so we had conversations over the course of these last 2 days about the reasons that we form relationships and the honesty around the values and the purpose and the diversity and skills and resources that drive us to look for those relationships. But at the end of the day, all of those relationships depend on commitment. Because without commitment, these relationships aren't going to be able to sustain. And so we had conversations around and practice a power analysis, which helps give some focus in the relationship building, really getting to what that shared value or purpose is. Starts with an analysis around the challenge that we're trying to confront. Could be around closing services in the service gaps in immigrant integration, but could also be about the political changes that we want to see, and thinking about those goals that we have as migrants and migrant organizers tied to those challenges. And then we broke it down into the forces that are for and the forces that are against those, and really thinking about the who and the what, too many times as organizers, we think of how, but part of the reason that we can't really follow up and measure our effectiveness is because we haven't thought through first around what is that core motive that's driving us, that's getting us get organized, and then really having those tactical conversations around the who and what. And then for our advanced session, we did get into the how. Once we had those conversations, we fleshed out what were issues that we could work on. For a lot of the organizations, just like in the United States, we're working on multiple issues at the same time. And that was an amazing opportunity for us to emphasize the need for separate action plans for every issue. And then we really got into the specific goals, thinking about measurable, realistic, time-bound goals, all the best practices around goal setting, and then putting together some timeline of activities tied to each of those. And we were able to workshop for each of our different countries what that looked like, really trying to give the opportunity here this weekend for individual activists to feel that they had some set plans, and that hopefully opening that frame of with whom and different organizations, stakeholders, funders, partners, political leaders that they could look into. But definitely emphasizing as part of this process that many folks are here at the beginning. They're at the beginning of their journey, right? And so helping think through maybe some of the research, some of the stories that they need to collect to be able to start making their case. Maybe even understanding, as in the case of one of our participants, who has the decision-making authority over the issue that they care about, because that's not always immediately clear. And I know resonates with our story in Arkansas. But one of the things I had hoped, being from Arkansas, to help instill is that, and that's again where the reason that the forces for and against activity is such a powerful one, because many times when we think about coalitions and alliance building, we look to those that are like-minded. And the reality is that if we really look at who can influence the issues that we care about, we find some unexpected stakeholders in there, as in our case, corporations or the political party of the right, the Conservative Party in the United States. And if we can have these strategic conversations around the values or purposes that could unite us, maybe we won't formalize coalitions, but we're going to engage in relationships with them, and we're going to seek alliance with them around tactical moments to benefit our community. And so that helps then, as tied to the other tracks, right? When we start thinking about communication, messengers, how we organize. But again, it all should tie toward who has influence over what we're trying to do.